if we were to take a look at the items that Peter gave us to begin with, what we had was, in our estimation, along with his, was truthfully excellent information as to the perception by the community of the community schools. For us to see the job performance of teachers and staff, 89%. The community looks at this as a good value when they take a look at the schools, and we're talking over 80%. Does the school district do a good job in informing residents? 73%. When one takes a look at the school board, does the school board make decisions in the best interest of the district? Again, 70-some%. Does the school board do a good job in involving others in the facility discussion? Again, over that 50% mark. Where have we been as far as the school district in talking about the district? We've talked about temporary classrooms. We've talked about buildings that are 55 years plus as far as age. We're talking about 26% increase in growth in the elementary school enrollment over the past decade. We're saying that we've pushed the fifth graders into the middle school. Fifth graders, from our perspective, as far as educators, belong in an elementary school setting. Safety, when one looks at pickup and drop-off, we do have some safety concerns. The same thing is true when we take a look at buildings that were designed in 1920 or 1951 as to the safety and the access points to our schools and children on a day-to-day basis. Look at the chart that you can see here. We have red, yellow, and green. Green suggests that we're adequate or above average. We can see that the yellow then is basically moderate. The red, we need to do some work on. So when we take a look at how the elementary buildings rate, there is room for improvement. We're talking about facilities now. What have we done over the past 4.5 years? We've talked about repairs. We've made repairs to buildings. Your buildings, when we take a look at day-to-day operations, buildings are clean. We fix windows. We repair doors and the like. But we have not been able to deal with all of the buildings as far as what the needs are. We've talked about renovation. If we were to do the renovation, we're talking a renovation in stages over a period of years. If we build new, we're talking about building new today and addressing all of those needs. As you can see by the chart here, there initially were 15 sites that the district was exploring, and what we did was to narrow that down. We're now down to 6 sites. It was surprising in a way when we took a look at the sites around our city and within the school district and neighboring communities as to how many sites were actually available that would meet the needs as far as the State Department of Education, as far as new facilities. We can see again that with the new facilities, we're meeting the needs for modern classrooms. If we were to do a remodel or a renovation, we still have to submit that plan to the Commissioner of Education for a review and comment. And we know already that that would not meet the standards of today's programming or today's needs. This option of building new would put 5th graders back in elementary schools. If we were to remodel, we still have space that's not adequate. If we were to build new, it provides enough class space, safe, healthy facilities, and improves opportunities for other programming, whether it be special education or whether it be the early childhood programming. Now, we have to think back to 1920 or 1951 or 52 and 55 and 58, and what we have are facilities that were built to meet the needs of kids at that day. This district has 4,000 children. 650 of those children are now in that special need category. Unique needs also then require space that accommodates the needs of those kids. We also have opportunities right now for other programming, early childhood, invest early. Just today, for example, we're missing the opportunity for providing additional programming for this coming year as we did last year because of the space needs for the school district. When we take a look at remodeling versus the new facility piece, we have some higher upfront costs without a doubt. We have fewer schools that will reduce the operational costs on an annual basis. It opens space in the middle school again for continued growth. It takes advantage of favorable construction rates, as Jeff just mentioned. When we take a look at the facilities today and what our needs are, and Greg points out what the costs are for renovation versus new, renovation in a 15-year time frame, it's basically, again, a wash. $8 per month is what we're projecting. The other schools, just recently, the governor, for example, talked about early childhood programming. Where in this community would you provide that? If, in fact, we were to vacate and repurpose a couple of our elementary schools, we would be able to pull some of those children out of leased space right now, plus also provide additional opportunities. When one takes a look at the math, if we're talking about just the dollars and cents here, 2 new schools, we're talking $78 million or $8 a month on an average for 22 years. If it's a remodel, we're talking, again, $53 million, and that then works out, as Greg indicated, $8 a month. And at the end of the 15 years, we still have 4 old elementary buildings that have cost us considerable as far as average annual expenditures for capital improvements on an ongoing basis. 5 important reasons why the board talked about new schools. Provides better learning. Financially, it's a better program for taxpayers. Safety. Safety is an issue today. Every day in your newspaper, you see safety issues across this country. Our schools also have safety concerns that we have addressed as best we can. New schools provide for a safer environment. 5th graders back to the elementary schools, and fewer disruptions if we were to remodel versus build new. Is there a better plan? I'm sure that someone's going to ask that. Once you have 4 more options. The district has spent 5 years primarily taking a look at what are the issues dealing with facilities. What can we do to provide opportunities for children in 318? The board came to the conclusion on May 6th, with all of the data that we've acquired from professionals and also from our own staff, from the community, for us to move this forward, bring this forward to the community, and ask the community to approve the construction of new schools.